Kunja Bihare Radhama Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhare Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Gaura Premanande Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Shratar Shratar Shri Srimad Abhayacharanaravindra Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Nitya Lila Pravishtam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Shratar Shratar Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON founder Acharya BVT founder Acharya His Divine Grace Abhayacharana Ravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Bhaktivedanta Purports Ki Jai Samaveda Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai Gaur Premanande All glories to assembled devotees All glories to assembled devotees All glories to assembled devotees All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga All glories to Srila Prabhupada Narayanam namaskrityam Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavate uttama shloke Bhaktir bhavati naishtaki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 11, text number 29. Tamevanapi dhiyante Tamevan vapi dhiyante Loka bhur adayastraya Loka bhur adayastraya Nishayam anuvrittayam Nishayam anuvrittayam Nirmukta shashibhaksharam Nirmukta shashibhaksharam Tamevan vapi dhiyante Loka bhuradayastraya Nishayam anuvartayam Nirmukta shashibhaksharam. Prabhus. Ladies? Word-to-word translation. Tam, that, eva, certainly, anu, after, apidiyante, are out of sight, loka, the planets, bhuadaya, the three worlds, bhuva, and swaha. Traya, three. Nishayam, in the night. Anuvrittayam, ordinary. Nirmukta, without glare. Shashi, the moon. Bhaskaram, the sun. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight and the sun and the moon are without glare, just as in the due course of an ordinary night. Kindly repeat. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight, and the sun and the moon are without glare, just as in the due course of an ordinary night. Purport. It is understood that the glare of the sun and moon disappear from the sphere of the three worlds, but the sun and the moon themselves do not vanish. They appear in the remaining portions of the universe, which is beyond the sphere of the three worlds. The portion in dissolution remains without sun rays or moon glow. It all remains dark and full of water, and there are winds, as explained in the following verses. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tat Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karati vachalam pangam langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Tamevan vapidhiyante loka buradhayastraya nishayam anuvrittaya nirmukta shashi bhaskaram. When the night of Brahma ensues, all the three worlds are out of sight and the sun and the moon are without glare, just as in the due course of an ordinary night. So we're continuing to hear from Maitreya regarding the calculation of time and from atom, and it's been the description of Lord Brahma's day has been described, and now the night of Lord Brahma is being described here, where when Lord Brahma is just like us. Of course, he's most powerful because he's been given that power by the Supreme Lord himself to create. But we are minutely, we have the same qualities. We have this tendency to create wonderful things. We have the skills to create something nice, but not as Lord Brahma. We have it in a very small, minute quantity. The quality is there, but the quantity is very small. So just like we've gone through our daily duty and at night we want to rest. Similarly, Lord Brahma at night also rests. And when he rests, everything becomes dark. And a partial dissolution or annihilation is known as naimitmika pralaya. Occasional annihilation happens, which occurs only till bhu, bhuva and swa, which are this on this universe. And so as we can feel day and night, what is day for us? When the sun is out, or when there is light, when the mode of Rajaguna is in action. That's when when our brain is working. We want to create. We want to do something. We are always doing some activity. But when darkness comes at night, we also go into the mode of ignorance. We also want to sleep. We want to take rest. And therefore, that doesn't mean that the sun or the moon are disappearing, or the sun is disappearing. There is no more sun. The same sun appears somewhere else. It's present somewhere else. So we might be experiencing the night here, but at the same time, in Australia, they're having their daytime. The sun is still appearing there. So the sun, as Prabhupada mentions in the purport, that they appear. It is understood that the glare of the sun and moon disappear from the sphere of the three worlds, but the sun and the moon themselves do not vanish. They appear in the remaining portion of the universe, which is beyond the sphere of the three worlds. So like that, when there is dissolution, when there is annihilation, occasional annihilation, that time doesn't mean that the sun and moon are affected by it. They're still above this creation of Bhur, Bhuva and Swa. And because why are they above? Because it's Krishna. Yeah. Sun, moon is Krishna. When the demigods go and pray to Krishna, he says, when you really need the verse, that's when this happens. But Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajayata mukhadindrasya pranad vayurajayata. Yeah, Chandrama manaso jataha. That the moon is the mind of the Lord, and chaksho suryo ajayata. Two eyes of Krishna, or the Supreme Lord, is the sun. So, how can they disappear? They are not affected by the annihilation. Only when there is full annihilation, when Lord Vishnu inhales everything, when there is a major annihilation, at that time also what to speak about just the sun and moon, even Brahma everyone goes back into Vishnu. So this is the sun and the moon. Next is material destruction versus spiritual destruction. The cosmic dissolution only affects the material creation. It does not affect the spiritual. Like the spiritual planets are always active. Yeah. Krishna is eternally performing his pastimes in the spiritual world, which is not affected by any time or any material feelings or anything that we do in this material world. So the conclusion of this purport is that people are already looking at the time. Don't worry, I'll go on this. So the conclusion is that we must remember that this world is not our home. Every house, every planet, every relationship in this material is only subjected to time. It's only subjected to time, and when the time comes, we all must go. Therefore, we as devotees of Krishna are so fortunate that we have this understanding. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkha dosha nudarshanam. That this material world is caused by, when one comes in this material world, they take birth and they have to go through this birth, old age, disease, and eventually they have to die. Death as sure as death. One who comes has to die. And because we have come here in this material world, then we are fortunate that Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante. That after so many lifetimes, it takes so many lifetimes actually to come in touch with Krishna's devotees. It's not very, very easily accessible. Because why does the Lord create this material world? The Lord does not want the living entities to be separated from Him. Just like a father does not want his child to suffer. He wants to enjoy with the child, not separately from the child. But when the child gets older and when he's becomes so learned, gets a degree, he becomes independent. Oh, I'm working, I'm earning money, I can be independent. I get lots of money, I can get a house, I can get a wife, all these things. Then he thinks he can be independent of the father. He can get happiness independently from the father, and therefore he wants to enjoy separately from his father. But that only brings him distress. So similarly, the Lord does not want to enjoy separately from His children, the living entities. But because we want to because we want to separately enjoy from Him, therefore He creates this beautiful illusory world known as this material world. He He gives us, why do we want to separately enjoy from Him is due to Him giving us so-called free will. He gives us a free will, like our parents also give us a free hand. Let Him experience. And then when he's kicked around, or she is kicked around by people in the material world, then he eventually come back to me. Yeah, we all, at the end of the day, when no one supports us, who supports us? Our parents. We go back to our parents for support. And therefore, so Krishna creates this material world very beautiful, with all the beauty that we can find. We come to this material world to enjoy it, and we try to enjoy this material world, but it has its own consequences. It has its own consequences. And those consequences are revealed by Krishna through the aspect of time. You might not see it immediately, but time reveals these consequences. And therefore, as devotees, we have to take this very, very seriously, this time. When we come into contact with Krishna's teachings and we imbibe them in our lives, then we can, and if we implement those teachings in our lives, then we can understand Krishna, our relationship with Krishna, and try to go back to Him. Therefore, Prabhupada says that give this one life to Krishna, finish your business, and go back home, back to Godhead. So like that, we should take inspirations. And it's very interesting that when the Lord creates this material world, He comes here, He Himself personally comes to this material world to facilitate our going back home, back to Godhead. That's why we say that us jivas who wanted to separately enjoy from Krishna come to this material world and enjoy. But there are others who don't want to come from the spiritual world, but come to the spiritual world because Krishna sends them to help us come out from this spiritual world, from this material world. And such a personality is Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said that I didn't want to come to this material world, but I was sent. So, like that, even the Lord appears, especially in this, especially this Manvantara. We are most fortunate because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes personally. In other Manvantaras, in Kali Yuga, Mahaprabhu comes, but he comes in different mood, or somewhere I also heard he comes as in his four-handed form, as Vishnu, as a Yuga avatar. But in this particular Manvantara, or cycle of yugas, Kali Yuga, then Mahaprabhu comes as Swayam Mahaprabhu himself, and he brings the holy name of Krishna with him, and he spreads it. So when he comes with all his associates, and we'll move into the second part of the class. That's why the conclusion was early. Was that today is the disappearance of two great personalities, the most intimate associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is Shivananda Sena and Swarup Damodar Das Goswami. Swarup Damodar Goswami. Swarup Damodar Goswami was with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was Nimai Pandit in Navadvip. And his name was Purushottam Acharya at that time. And Purushottam Acharya was all from a very young age was very renounced and was very much attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to Nimai Pandit. And when Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he lost his mind. He became crazy. He's like, how could Mahaprabhu take sannyas? Because when Mahaprabhu decided to take sannyas, he said he would not stay in Navadvip because his mother was there. Yeah. And his wife was also there. So for a sannyasi, it's not good to be in such a situation. So Mahaprabhu would not live in Navadvip. So Swarup Damodar or Purushottam Acharya, he became very, very, he became half mad. And immediately he left Navadvip and went to Varanasi. And when he went to Varanasi, he took sannyas, he officially took sannyas from Chaitanya Das. And but he was not a Vaishnav sannyasi. And so those sannyasis in Varanasi, when they took sannyas, they would remove their shikha, no attachment. There should be no attachment, zero attachment. So they would remove their shikha, no Brahmin thread, no nothing. They just like sannyasis, live like sannyasis. And so Purushottam Acharya, he was given the name Swarup as his sannyas name. And he was given instruction by his sannyas guru to study the Vedanta and preach it to the normal people. And doing this, he eventually ended up in Puri, where he met Lord Chaitanya again. Swarup met Lord Chaitanya again. And when he met Lord Chaitanya again, he was so embarrassed because he deviated a little bit and took sannyas from a Mayavad guru. And he became embarrassed and he went and cried to Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya gave him shelter and made him his personal servant and secretary. Jai Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Sitaram Lakshmana Viman ki jai, Gaurnitai ki jai. He made Swarup his personal secretary and servant. He did all Mahaprabhu's menial services, and his main service was that before anyone approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with anything, they would first have to speak with him. If someone wanted to give a song, a poem, a letter, any kind of communication with Mahaprabhu, they first had to go through Swarup. And Swarup would go through all these things and see if it was something that was out, no Mayavad in that. Because Mahaprabhu really hated Mayavad philosophy. So he had to go through everything, read through, and then, if it was acceptable, then he would take it to Mahaprabhu. If it was not use of Mahaprabhu's time, he would reject it. And during Mahaprabhu's pastimes, during Mahaprabhu's really intimate pastimes in Gambhira, Swarup used to sing this very intimate songs from the Gita Govinda and Chandidas and all these other songs. He would sing those songs to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to pacify him. And it's also said by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami that he is none different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he really took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood into him. So he was none different from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in that sense. Like we sing, Shakshat dharitvena samasta shastrair uktastata bhavyate vasadbhi kintu prabhuya priyeva tasya vande guru Sri Charanarvinda. There is no difference between the Guru and the spiritual master. We serve them. Yeah? Shakshat dharitvena samasta shastra. This is the conclusion of the Shastras, that Guru and Krishna are the same. Hari and Guru are the same. But how are they the same? Because Guru understands Krishna. The Guru has understood Krishna, and because he has understood Krishna and he can give that Krishna to everyone else, therefore such a spiritual master, I take shelter of such a spiritual master. So, like that, Mahaprabhu and Swarup were none different. And because he sang very nicely, he was actually, when he sang like a Gandharva. Therefore, Mahaprabhu gave him the name Damodar. That's how his name became, Swarup Damodar. He took sannyas and he did not accept any sannyas clothes. He dressed like a brahmachari and he served Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And through Swarup Damodar, lots of other devotees got special mercy from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and such devotees were Maharaj Prataparudra and Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami. He got special mercy from Swarup Damodar to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. And then after the disappearance of Swarup Damodar, that's when Raghunath Das Goswami retired and went to Vrindavan and took shelter of Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami, and he wrote all his books and everything. So Swarup Damodar is very, very special. Is very special to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and in Gaura Ganodesha Dipika it is said that he is Lalita or Vishaka? Huh? Lalita Sakhi. He is Lalita Sakhi, and is very dear to Krishna and Srimati Radharani. So we should pray for his mercy today. Another great saint is Shivananda Sena, who was a Navadvip Vasi. Shivananda Sena, he had 3 sons, and out of those 3 sons, one was Kavi Karnapurna, who wrote the Gaura Ganodesha Dipika, and he got all this inspiration to write Gaura Ganodesha Dipika from Shivananda Sena, where Shivananda Sena described to Kavi Karnapurna about all the devotees of Mahaprabhu. He told them about their attributes and their mood and everything, and then he tracked it down and he connected it to who they were in their in Krishna Leela. All those devotees in Gaura Leela, who they were in Krishna Leela. So Shivananda Sena was very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His primarily duty was to take everyone he came from a very aristocratic family, he was in a very, and he earned a lot of money. He had so much money, so his service was to take everyone from Bengal to Puri for Rath Yatra, and his service was to organize all this. Everyone would go to, all the devotees from Bengal used to go to Puri to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu during Rath Yatra, which is also today. So, I don't know if we have time for that. But he used to take everyone to Puri, and he used to organize to pay all the toll taxes. You had to pay toll taxes in each state. So Bengal used to go to Orissa, so you had to pay a tax there. And he used to also organize a whole group of volunteers, like we have volunteers here. He had volunteers who would go and build pandals and cook all the prasadam for all the devotees going to Bengal. So they would all walk from Bengal towards Puri, and they would all stop at night and take prasadam, stay overnight, and move on the next day like this. Shivananda Sen, his duty was to prepare all these things, make sure everyone's fed, and so one fine day a dog joined them in the yatra to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this dog got special mercy because he followed them every day, and he was fed rice, prasadam, every day. And when it came to crossing the Ganges, getting onto the boat, the boatman refused, that he would not allow this dog into his boat. But Shivananda Sena was very much, emphasizing, no, this dog has been with us throughout this whole yatra. We can't leave him. He has to complete it. He has to come with us and get the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he said, whatever you want, we'll do, but this dog will come with us. So he said, yes, so this dog is as good as a human, one of you, so you must pay the price also. So he said, okay, no worries, we'll pay. So he paid the boat fare also. The dog came into the boat. They crossed the river. They got to the other side. And while Shivananda Sena was really busy in arranging all these services, he forgot one day to feed the dog. And because the dog was not fed, the dog disappeared. And Shivananda Sena became very, very disturbed that someone that was dependent on him, he could not protect them. So he was very distressed. And he sent all his people around to go and look for this dog. But unfortunately, they couldn't find him. So they still continued their journey, and they reached Jagannath Puri. And they all settled down, took shower, and then they went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when they went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who did they see? They saw the dog there. And the dog was getting special mercy. And what was the special mercy? He was being fed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. He was getting coconut, the white malai, I don't know what to call it. The pulp from the coconut was being fed to the dog by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. And suddenly the dog disappeared in front of everyone's eyes. And everyone could understand that the dog got liberated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So like that, Shivananda Sena's service was to organize this yatra. One special year, Mahaprabhu told Shivananda Sena, do not bring anyone from Bengal for Puri Rath Yatra, because I'm going to come to Puri myself, to Navadvip myself. So don't bring anyone. I'm coming there. So taking that instruction, he didn't bring he didn't bring anyone to Puri. And but everyone in Navadvip was waiting for Mahaprabhu. When is Mahaprabhu going to come? He has not yet come. What's happening? No, he's not come. There is no news, nothing. And like that, a brahmachari named Narsimananda Brahmachari, he saw Shivananda Sena very disturbed, and he said, "Don't be disturbed, Mahaprabhu is here with us." So he said, how can you say Mahaprabhu is here with us? He said, okay, I'm going to invite everyone to the house. We're going to prepare a big feast and offer it to Lord Nrsingadev, Lord Krishna and Mahaprabhu. And if the prasadam disappears, that means Mahaprabhu is here. If the bhoga disappears, Mahaprabhu is accepted in it and is here present with us. And so what did he do? He made this feast, they all offered, and the bhoga disappeared. And then to confirm that, when Shivananda Sena went back to Puri to see Mahaprabhu, he asked Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu confirmed that he had accepted Narsimananda Brahmachari's offering. So like that, we can, this is another instance with Shivananda Sena. There's one more where Shivananda Sena heard that there's this Nakula Das Brahmachari. It's narrated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nakula Das Brahmachari was considered as a Satyavesh avatar of Mahaprabhu. That he was none different, like Mahaprabhu had appeared in him. So Shivananda Sena had heard this, but he wasn't accepting it. So he said, I'm going to go and test this Nakula Das Brahmachari myself. So he went to Nakula Das Brahmachari's place, and he had so many disciples, Nakula Das Brahmachari, and he was giving Krishna Katha, and he was listening. So Prabhu had a Nakula Das Brahmachari, because he had Krishna, Mahaprabhu in his heart. So Mahaprabhu inspired to understand what Shivananda Sena had in his heart. And Shivananda Sena what did he have in his heart? That I will be disguised, sit at the back of his class, and see that if Nakula Das Brahmachari will ask for me. That was his first test. And the second test was, when he finds out that I'm here, he's gonna reveal to everyone that what mantras I'm chanting. So then Nakula Das Brahmachari made an announcement. Can you two disciples of mine go and look for this devotee, Shivananda Sena? And he was amazed. And those two disciples went around saying, who is Shivananda Sen? Who is Shivananda Sen? And then they found Shivananda Sen. Shivananda Sen said, I am Shivananda Sen. And he was taken to Nakula Das Brahmachari. At this time he was like, okay, 50% there already. He has proved the first point. And then the second point. Immediately when they met, he said, you are chanting the Gaur Gopal Gayatri, aren't you? He got shocked. And then he accepted that Nakula Das Brahmachari had Mahaprabhu had entered into Nakula Das Brahmachari. So like this, all these great Vaishnavas, we should take their shelter and pray immensely that we can really get access to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through them. Because without the blessings and mercy of Vaishnavas, we cannot approach Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. We have to approach them through this great Vaishnavas, and especially Swarup Damodar Goswami, who was his personal servant. Today is also Rath Yatra. As we are speaking, Lord Jagannath is entering his Rath. So I will not take much of your time. I will really encourage you all to go and watch him before he starts his journey. Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda ki Jai, Sitaram Lakshmana Nirman ki Jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Rath Yatra Mahamotsav ki Jai, Swarup Damodar Das Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Swarup Damodar Goswami ki Jai, Shivananda Sena ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Jai Samaveda Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare